We all change, so too do our towns. They follow us through successes and failures, through fat times and lean times. But no matter how vibrant they may be or have been, at some point, our storefronts downtown and the houses around them seem emptier. Governments bring in less revenue. Visitors come less often. Stores leave. New ones don't come. There's little to keep kids safely occupied. We do the best we can, but we're stronger together. That's why West Virginia University formed the Community Design Team, which traveled from Morgantown to Lost Creek, West Virginia in 1997, and to more than 40 towns and counties since then. The faculty and students on the team walk with these towns to plan ways they can thrive, show off their riches, and attract visitors. The Davis College of Agriculture and WVU Extension form the team's critical mass, which attracts a fluid gathering of landscape architects, rural health practitioners, economists, engineers, parks and recreation experts, and public policy analysts. When visiting a community, team members tour the area, take photos, sketch, read, analyze, and most of all, listen. They listen to how people want to bring positive change, and then they sit down to transform these dreams, weaving in structure and sage advice into a plan. Since the CDT began, it has created feasible options for community facelifts, gathering spaces, and economic enhancements, and has returned as often as needed. Some towns have unfolded the ideas and blossomed. Others achieve each of their goals as they are able. WVU traces possible futures for these communities, but it's up to the towns and their people to paint them into life.
I really think that there's huge potential in small towns in West Virginia that people don't always see when they live there.
Montgomery really needs revitalization. It needs people to be excited about the town again. When we moved here 24 years ago, there were more businesses in town. There was a jewelry store, there was a grocery store, there was a woman's clothing store, there was the Murphys, and you could go in the Murphys and get back at the lunch counter and get stuff to eat, and there were more restaurants in town, and people were more excited about the town.
Some of the college students would like to see improvement, some of the local residents would like to see improvement, and so they asked for the community design team to come to their town.
In the past, they have a very good economic boom during the 60s and the 70s, and then it declined. And then now they want to revitalize, so they're looking for alternative industries that could help them. The community feels that they could do more and they could be more.
If we can effectively mix people who have skills, like people who know GPS and can provide maps, or people that are good at drawing images, or people that have ideas about what could be, with really great local people, that we end up with very inspiring plans and ideas, that we end up with visualizations of what the community would already like and already knows that they like. We can end up with improved grants that have factual information that can just be inserted into grant applications, that we can really use the full knowledge of the university in communities and make things happen.
The visit itself is one of the most important processes of it, is to bring people out and to start conversations. We've got a whole slate of projects for Montgomery that have come out of this visit. But for me, it was allowing to just make that one thing happen during the visit and let that be kind of a symbol of what the potential is of our relationship between the university and the community.
And the community design team is coming in and saying, you know, along with WVU, saying, you know, don't give up on Montgomery yet. And people tell us, you know, don't give up on us yet. So it's a good thing to see. It's comforting to see that, you know, WVU has, you know, a reach in all parts of the state.
I think on a personal level, just being from West Virginia and you are realizing that this is a problem throughout the state, this retention problem. We are losing individuals all the time, particularly people that go to college and cannot find jobs in the state and are moving away. Helping these towns through design and making them a better place to live, higher qualities of life, with amenities and things close by, and just enjoying the overall atmosphere of the town, that these people would want to come back or not want to leave in the beginning. So I think the community design team is definitely helping.
There were a lot of people there who really, really love Montgomery. They want to see it do well. They want to see it revive. And I think them having the opportunity to see other people who want to help and really want to see the same thing is just sort of helps with that pride. Yes, we do have a community that is worth saving. I want to see positive things in West Virginia, and the best way for that to happen is with the community.
The community design team gave Ronsford a belief in itself, that we can make a difference in our community. We can come back from a economic position where we're completely at the bottom. And it gave us a vision. It gave us an idea, an identity in ourselves. It brought us back together with a common vision. When I was growing up as a boy here, Ronsford was the commerce center of Greenbrier County. We had 2 drugstores. We had men's stores, ladies' clothing stores. We had 3 grocery stores at one time in Ronsford. So Ronsford used to be a very bustling town. It was the place to come to shop. The town had been really devastated. We'd had several floods. A lot of the older families that had owned the buildings had moved out of town, or the older folk had died off and the younger folk had gone off. And then also with some of the traffic pattern changes with the new interstate I-64 being brought in, a lot of that had been drawn out of Ronsford. So the town was pretty well devastated. We only had a few buildings, businesses that were still hanging on, and we were in really dire situation.
Much like many other communities, it's just kind of in disrepair, many closed storefronts, rundown housing, and so forth.
When we first started, when the design team first came here, the town was like on its last gasps. I said, this is our last chance to do something. Through the efforts of the WVU Community Design Program, that helped us to pick us back up, start getting people involved and thinking that, yeah, we've had our knocks, but we can still do things.
As a result of the initial visit, the community identified issues and we provided some suggestions of solutions or partial solutions. And so with the second visit, we really targeted those specific things. So we had six I think, areas that we felt were most important to beginning to revitalize. For my profession, aesthetics is a big issue, and so you can say, well, if we can beautify these communities that are kind of run down and shabby looking, but that doesn't work by itself. Just making it look better doesn't automatically improve the community. A lot of it's economic stuff, it's social issues and so on, so it's a whole package of things. And I think just connecting a community with those various resources is really the success of a visit.
We're slowly changing that attitude of Ronceverte as a desolate little town. It's now a town that's starting to revive itself, to bring life back to it. So, and again, I'll be the first person to tell anyone it's because of that initial WVU visit that we had here to Ronceverte. We continually get compliments on, wow, things have really changed in Ronceverte. We've gotten sidewalk projects done. We have a new recreation trail. We've gotten 14 brand new businesses into Ronceverte in the last 5 years. We've renovated buildings. We're in the process of renovating 4 at this time. So the people are seeing it. People are understanding what's going on, and they're getting more enthusiastic, saying, well, wait a minute, maybe things are going to turn around.
And here they really have accomplished a lot. That's the exciting thing, to see there's been a lot of changes, and you can see the beginnings of some of the suggestions that we made.
They gave us the vision. They gave us the idea that you can make a difference in your community if you take your strengths, build on your strengths, work on your weaknesses, and that eventually, working together, you can actually make a difference in your community. And I think that's one of the primary things that the design team report and the design team helped us with. They gave us different eyes to look at our community. We saw only desolation. They saw possibilities.